Sean Gibbs prepares to let the field loose once again here for race number 4 in the 2009 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. It's restart number 2 of the time 250 here on lap 89.
And Ranger gets off the mark real strong. He'll lead him down the backstretch, but the 22 of Steckly's right there, hunt them down.
Brad Graham didn't stop, nor did the 22 of Steckly, and that pushes those two cars towards the front of the field. You remember Steckly had that jump not too long ago, but he's back up towards the front right now, chasing your leader, the 27 of Andrew Ranger.
Well, his crew chief made a real good call there. Get the track position back early on in the race by not stopping and hoping there's a caution not too far down the road so they can come get their fuel and tires.
Well, one driver who did made some adjustments, the Castrol Syntec Dodge Avenger of DJ Kennington. You remember how strong that car was, but look at Steckly now for the lead on the inside of the Tide Ford Fusion of Andrew Ranger. So Ranger will slip to second, Steckly your new leader.
Oh, we got one around. That's Gaunt. He's been around backwards.
Gaunt's been around backwards, and it looks like somebody has gotten into him, crushing that rear bumper cover on the high-tech wheel drilling. Number 12, caution obviously coming out once again. We'll take another look.
Oh, it was the 21. Clipped the back end as he was spun around backwards in turn 2.
And it looks like the 02 of Kerry Mix might have had a hand in that one, but damage doesn't appear too severe on the number 12 as Don Jacobson and crew go to work. Some right side tires for John Gaunt. So with this downtime, we'll throw to this week's Whelen Engineering Insider Report.
NASCAR continues to look for ways to improve the safety of these race cars. All new cars that are manufactured and all older cars have been retrofitted to add some additional safety measures. The roll cage bars that surround the driver in the cockpit have been extended all the way back into the trunk area, and they're anchored just an inch behind the fuel cell. In addition, another safety bar has been added between those two extended bars to help protect the fuel cell. On these short tracks, drivers are literally bumping to try to improve their position. If there is a hard impact and the car trying to improve its position comes through the fiberglass, what's designed to happen is the front end of that car will ride up over this new safety bar and protect the fuel check valves. It keeps the fuel inside the car and the driver safe.
Well, that's right, Todd. The innovations of safety are great. Even though we don't run excess of 150 miles an hour, it's still nice to have all that protection, because the only thing that ever scared me as a driver was fire.
Absolutely, as we go back to green here at St. Eustache, and Scott Steckly once again with a big jump on the outside. Here comes Andrew Ranger now down low, looking to take over the lead down the back chute. Wow,
the 22 drove it in there hard, Davey, for sure. But the bottom is the fastest way around on this little flat racetrack.
And Andrew Ranger power slides it off of corner 4 and into top spot once again. These two cars seem to be the class of the field in the early going here in the Tide 250.
And Steckly pulled the crossover move down the bottom, but Ranger hammered the doors shut.
So Steckly tucks in behind the 27. Ron Beauchamp Jr. goes crossways in the Woodbar Dodge off of 4. And he has to dive to the inside to hold off a hard-charging 17 to DJ Kennington. And then Dilly gets into the back of Kennington.
And up front, there it is, that Dodge horsepower. Steckly down to the bottom of turn 3. He's going to force Ranger up into that second groove, and he takes the spot off of 4.
Look at how well that car sticks. The 22 is absolutely straight coming off the corner, whereas the 27 of Andrew Ranger a little bit crooked. As the 19 of Brad Graham, the 23 of Jeff Lapsovich battle side-by-side. 7th spot up for grabs here on the racetrack.
There's great racing all over this racetrack. The top 10 is just right there. We got cars sideways, inside, outside. This is one awesome night of racing.
Keep an eye on that Dickies Dodge, though, of Dave Whitlock, a wily veteran. If you remember back to the opening race of the season, it wasn't until late in the going that he took over on top spot and went on to win.
Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. Just great work by the spotters. That was Ron Beauchamp Sr. telling Ronnie that DJ was in there and then told him everything was looking good. But it all got set up by Ronnie getting on the throttle early. That car got a little loose on him. DJ was able to get down the bottom and fill the hole. And for, the 21 around for the 3rd time here today at St. Eustache.
BMW number 21 Impala SS of Jason White loops it again up in 1 and 2 as the 9 car, the Leland Industries Dodge Avenger. Mark Dilly's down the pits.
Wow, that looks like gear oil run on the ground. This place is very hard on transmission and gears because they run so much gear here. Probably a 620, 630. A lot of stress on the drive line here at St. Eustache.
Heartbreak for that man. He was in 4th. DJ Kennington getting service. Scott Steckly is your new leader here at St. Eustache. The number 22 Canadian Tire tow truck in a box Dodge of Scott Steckly leads the Tide 250 here at race number 4 of the 2009 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. It's restart number 5 here on lap 123.
Down into turn 1. Oh, a lap car coming out of the pit. That was deadly. Anyway, down the backstretch, the 22 continues to lead. Ranger hanging tough on the outside. Graham's going to get a look at second place.
And out on the high-tech well drilling, number 12 of John Gaunt back up towards the front of the field as Andrew Ranger slips and slides to the outside. Brad Graham's going to take advantage in the 19 as with the Home Hardware halfway update. Got 4 leaders so far. 5 cautions have slowed the field for a total of 23 laps. And there we've got trouble at the front. Graham and Ranger go around. You could almost see that one building up down the backstretch.
You could smell it in the air off of turn 2 as they race for the same piece of real estate heading for turn 3.
Boy, Brad Graham's going to be enemy number 1 as he drives past this huge crowd here at St. Eustache. I can imagine fists will be shaking, and they are as Ranger drives by, and so does Graham. Here's another look.
Really just real hard racing. Brad Graham was down the bottom, drove into the corner, and you seen the back of the car get loose on corner entry. He had to chase up the racetrack, and that made contact with the 27. Really wasn't malicious, just one of those good old racing things.
Graham's in the pits, Todd's in the 27 pit.
After wanting to come in earlier, Andrew Ranger finally called to pit road. 2 right side tires for the number 27 Tide car, and he'll return to the battle after that trouble coming into corner number 3.
So Scott Steckly still your leader. That'll put the 12 of John Gaunt up to second spot, restarting to the outside. Scott Steckly against side-by-side restarts every single time. Green flag waves, and we're back underway.
You can hear him come up through the gearbox down the front stretch. John Gaunt stuck out in that treacherous outside lane. He's going to get free trained by the 22. And here comes the 23. He's going to take a shot at it.
Did you see Dave Whitlock get all kinds of loose off the 2? That last time by, it's a good thing that back straightaway is just a short one. Gathers it back up and doesn't lose too many spots. But how about the 23, Jeff Lapsevich? You spoke about it earlier. That car went home in a box after race number 1 here at St. Eustache. Lapsevich really turned things around.
Oh, absolutely. That car's been down to Mike McCall's, got some new pieces and parts put on it, obviously, after the last time it was here, and he's doing a dynamite job here at St. Eustache.
Riding on board now with the Castrol Dodge of DJ Kennington.
Really quiet on the steering wheel there. And he listens to DJ. He doesn't mash the gas pedal. He plays like this is early on in the race. So you just feather the throttle, bring it nice and gentle coming up off the corner. Don't just mash it and spin the tires.
He's looking for a third spot underneath the 23 of Jeff Lapsevich, the Tim Hortons Chevy Impala SS. We take a look back to Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Wow, a real potent pair of Dodgers. Oh, Lapsevich gets up in that treacherous high lane, and he's going to lose 1, maybe 2 spots.
Slides up the groove into the light gray area of the racetrack. No traction up there. He slides back a couple, and now here comes Beauchamp underneath the Dickies Dodge of Dave Whitlock. So Beauchamp saw the opening, and he went for it. So that'll put the 60 Mopar Dodge up into 4th.
No sooner had Dave Whitlock got down the bottom, got underneath the 23, brought the 60 with him, and he overcooks the corner, and he loses the spot to Beauchamp.
Dave Whitlock's teammate is out of the race, and Todd standing by with him. Todd?
Mark Dilley, you look to have a car that could compete up front today, but behind the wall and done now. What happened?
I think the motor let go. Just started to burn up. I think it was burning up inside. Tough break. We've been fast all year. You know, led races, get up front, but just can't get no luck. Hopefully it'll turn around.
Hoping that a trip out west helps Mark Dilley.
Wow, Dilley and company, they've been having a hard time with motors in that camp this year.
Stay down, that's the leader.
That's Don Thompson Jr. getting some advice from Sandy Hamilton's crew chief, telling him that that's the leaders coming, and we got trouble in front of Thompson.
See, Thompson was putting the leaders by. That's Kent Noon in the 18. He pulls up right behind him. Caution's going to fly. Obviously, these 2 cars stopped down in turn number 3. So Noon had come to arrest, and then Thompson came to arrest up behind him. Thompson's fled the scene, but then Noon's going to need a push from the Whelen Engineering safety team as your leader, Scott Steckly, comes down pit lane.
What a great move by his crew chief. He got him track position after his penalty. Now he's on pit road.
Defending series champion makes his scheduled pit stop, tosses the water bottles out the left-hand side. Crew chief Greg Gibson is changing the right rear tire. They'll change the right sides. They will make a fuel stop as well and send it back out to complete this event.
There is Jeff Laksevich as well, coming down for some right side tires. Very much needed on that 23 car. John Gaunt from Barrie, Ontario, your new leader.